Hello everyone, it's your favorite realtor, Erica Hernandez with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate, Gary Green. I hope you had an excellent holiday weekend. Some of us had 3-day weekends and some people had even Monday off. Some of the kiddos are off today, which is great. But the rest of us that are working here on Monday, I hope that you have a fantastic week this week and that you got a lot of family time this weekend. It's Monday again and I'm so excited for today's video. Today's video is a continuation of last week's video. I didn't want to pack too many things into one video, so this is essentially part 2 of last week's video. Last week I answered the question, how much money do I have to save to get into a home? And we talked about 3 things. We talked about your down payment, so depending how much you're willing to put down, there's different programs. We also talked about closing costs involved with purchasing a home and moving expenses. So those were the 3 things that you have to worry about when you're trying to get into a home. Today's video is not exactly a question, it's just guiding you to figure out how you're going to get all this money together to purchase your new home. If you have no idea where you're going to get your down payment, closing cost, or even moving expenses from, today this video is going to help you out. If you would like to learn about how to gather this money together to get yourself into a home, please stay tuned. Don't forget to follow me on social media at erikahoustonrealtor on Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram, and go to my website at www.erikahoustonrealtor.com. Alright guys, so let's jump right into the video today. Now that we figured out what you have to gather to get yourself into a home, let's now brainstorm how you're going to be getting this money. This is probably the hardest part with all my home buyers. They are trying to figure out, where am I going to be getting this money from? I am really excited to get into a home, but I need an action plan. Today, you will not be leaving this video without having your action plan to get you ready to get into a new home. Alright, so there are several ways that you can gather your money to get yourself into a home. The first one is the obvious, your savings account. Maybe you have been saving for a long time and your savings account at your bank is looking really good. Making sure your savings account is nice and full is one of the ways that you can save for getting a new home. This one is very simple. The only piece of advice that I will give you, make sure that when you're putting this money into your savings account, it is able to be tracked down. If you're getting paid direct deposit, then you can transfer that money into your savings account and there's a way to track where the money came from. When it becomes a problem is when the bank is not able to source the money. They don't know where it came from. It was just a big $5,000 amount deposited into your savings. They're going to be asking questions. Now, if that was given to you from a family member or someone like that and it was a gift, then we're going to have to visit their bank account just to make sure that there's a source, there's a way to source that money. Another option is to get money from your family members in the form of a gift. Now, to be able to use the money to purchase a home, the gift has to come from a family member. It can't be just a friend or someone you call family but really they're not family. It has to be an actual family member. The rules for getting gift funds to use for your new home is that it has to be a family member. That could be your son, your mother, your husband, your grandmother, your cousin, your aunt. It could be any family member that is willing to give you a gift fund. So maybe you've done a lot of good deeds for your family and it's now time for you to start asking for a gift fund to purchase a new home. People get really excited when you're purchasing a new home, so I don't think it's a bad idea to start asking people for gifts. Definitely worth a try. Another option that is very commonly used is your 401k. So if you have a retirement plan and you do have money that you're putting every month, full disclosure, I don't know what your retirement plan looks like. I really don't know the rules of that retirement plan. And so you have to make sure to check with them. A lot of times people are able to pull retirement money without any penalties as long as it's for your purchase for your new home. All you have to submit, and again, you'd have to check with that program. I don't know how it works. Usually you just submit your contract to make sure to show them that you are actually under contract, and it has to have the details about what program you're doing for down payment and what your closing costs are going to look like. Some retirement companies are very strict and they'll give you exactly what you need and nothing more, but there are other companies that will allow you to take out a percentage. They know you're purchasing a home and you're able to take out as much money as you need. A lot of times people do take out a little bit more than they they actually need so that they can start purchasing their furniture and things like that. So it's really up to you. Now, do know that a lot of times, again, every program is different, but you're going to be paying that money back. And I do believe some companies, they don't charge you back. You can just take it out. So every company is completely different, but just know for the sake of this video that you can look into your retirement plan to take out money to purchase your home. Another way to gather money to get yourself into a new home is using the current equity of the home you're in right now. Not everyone is a first-time home buyer. I do have people who are second-time, third-time, fourth-time home buyer. And so for those people, they're able to use the equity they have on their home. Let's say they have $50,000 in equity in their current home. You're able to sell that home, pay off the loan, and whatever equity you have, you're able to use that for your next home. Different banks have different rules, but even if your home is paid off for, maybe you're able to cash out a certain percentage of your home equity if you just want like a second home and you definitely want to keep your first one. But if you do not have a lot of equity on your home, a lot of times selling it is probably the best way to cash that out. So you can use the equity of your home to purchase a new home. Lastly, and this one you will have to really research because a lot of people don't know too much about them, you can use down payment assistance programs or programs that really help you with your closing cost and your down payment. Every program is completely different. You have to really read up on these programs because they have different rules. A lot of times we listen to our friends and family and they tell us, I bought my home and I didn't pay anything really. I brought $2,000 to closing and that was it. And they tell you they used a down payment assistance program or some kind of program that helps home buyers. Absolutely, they are definitely not lying. This is very possible for you to get into a home with almost next to nothing. Now, as you guys know, there's always a catch. So the one thing that I will point out to you, and don't quote me on this because every program is different, what I'm seeing with these assistance programs is that it does affect your interest rate. So let's say you go into a bank and you tell them, I'm ready to purchase a home, I have my savings or I have a gift fund or I have equity, whatever choice you have, I have money to get into a home. They run your credit, they check your income, and they tell you, you're approved for a 4.1 interest rate. Let's just say they tell you that. And then if you start exploring, well, what if I tried an assistance program? What does that look like? The one thing I've seen a lot is that 4.1% interest rate that they're giving you in the beginning is no longer available because those interest rates are controlled by the program that you're using. So that 4.1 can turn into a 5.1 or a 5.5. I've seen them pretty high, and every day they change. These assistance programs do have a completely different interest rate, and you just have to be careful and figure out, well, is this going to be worth it for me? I'm able to keep this money in my pocket, but a bigger interest rate obviously also means a bigger payment per month, and it just kind of affects everything. And so you have to be careful of what choices you're going to make, and it's fine if you make that choice, but do understand they have different rules. One of the ones I've seen is you can't move out of the house for 10 years, maybe 15. So every program has different rules. Every program is different. So just make sure that whatever decision you make, it's the best decision for you and your family. All right, guys, so I hope that now I've helped you figure out where you will be getting your money to purchase your new home, and hopefully this made it easier for you to figure out which one is the best plan for you. To wrap things up, today we talked about different plans to get yourself ready for purchasing a home and gathering your money. Very quickly, I will wrap it up and list them. One of them is your savings. So savings account in your bank, making sure that you're saving and keeping that money in your bank account. We also talked about getting a gift from a family member. The other one we talked about was having equity in your home to purchase a new home. You can use that money as a down payment or closing cost. We spoke about retirement programs that you may have money in, being able to pull that money out. And the last one we talked about was the assistant programs that are available for you to use. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to make more videos just like this. I hope to see you here next Monday for the newest video. Thank you so much for taking the time today to watch me. Before you go, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope you have an amazing week.